In the last 2 hours, Fabrizio Romano has dropped like 3 massive stories on Man United. I wasn't going to do a third video today, especially this late, coming out at probably 11:30 UK time because it's 11 p.m. right now. But with the amount of stories that's come out by Romano, how big these stories are, you've got a bonus third piece of content. The first story being about Amad's return, United prepping him. He will potentially play again this season. He's back in training. Huge news. The second being on Matheus Cunha. Here we go. It's very possible soon. Big advancements being made. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know on that. And I was talking about this young striker, Enzo, playing in League 1 that United is set to sign and loan out to Lausanne. I've been said that United is set to sign this 18-year-old. It's now been a few days later and Romano has confirmed United are working on this deal. So everything you need to know in regards to Manchester United and all the news stories, I'm going to round up in the next 10 minutes for you guys so you are completely up to date on all the important updates, and I'm only covering top tier sources in today's video. So let's start with Romano's bomber. Exclusive. Amad Diallo is set to be back in training with Manchester United squad already next week. Despite initial expectations for season to be over after injury, he's recovered in record time, and so Amad will be available for training from next week. I mean, he's not going to play in the next week or two, being realistic, because as much as I love Amad Diallo, let's not rush him back. I think the only way you rush him back is if it's like 1-1 in the second leg versus like Bilbao and aggregate and you need him for 10 minutes. Maybe you do something there. Maybe, but you don't want to rush him back because we don't want him to be out any longer, and he is obviously recovering well, which is fantastic news. But what Romano sort of added to this was that Amad Diallo is doing his best to be back before the end of the season, and the Europa League final is his target should we get there. So Amad Diallo back in training next week will definitely take a week or two of training to get up to scratch. He's been out for a long time, and we cannot rush him back. There's no point playing him in a Premier League game. Maybe just ahead of the Europa League final, you give him 10, 20 minutes off the bench just to sort of make sure, he's got a bit of in his legs so he's not completely rusty. But honestly, we need Amad. The fact that Xerxes out is a huge blow because since Amad's been injured, Xerxes been our best attacker. But when we lack goals and we lack quality in attack, Amad is what we need if we're going to win Europa League. Not just Amad, but we need new signings. Amad back is great. You sign a new striker, great. You have Cunha left 10, great. Cunha, Zalap, Amad as a front three with Bruno, and potentially maybe another better wing back would definitely lift Man United up levels. I will also mention that a lot of journalists have confirmed recently, and I've not included it in today's video, that we're interested in Anton Semenyo, so could be one to watch. There's also a lot of news on Franco Mastantuono to United, us planning to trigger his release clause. I'm going to cover that in my live stream tomorrow, so make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest news, but we're just covering the new French striker we might be bringing in, Cunha and Amad, in today's video. And I want to talk about the Cunha news and why this is huge. Huge. Again, said by Romano. Negotiations for Kuna to Man United are now at an advanced stage. United are confident to get the deal done. Formal steps will follow. Man United are prepared to pay his £62.5 million release clause in instalments over several years. Why is this huge? Why is this massive? We have only read half of Romano's story on Cunha, so stay tuned. Well, we know Cunha wants United. We know that Cunha will pick United over other clubs. And we know that sort of on Cunha and Man United side, even though personal terms haven't been agreed, it's sort of believed that it's done on Cunha and Man United side, and that's wrapped up. It's about Wolves. Now, David Ornstein dropped big news saying like 2 days ago that United do not need to sell to buy Cunha. He also said that Man United want to get the Cunha deal done early because of competition, wrap it up. So that, again, is big stories in itself. Man United don't need to sell to buy Cunha. Manchester United want Cunha done early. We're also looking at Delap, but Cunha's the one we're working on. We know from every reliable source he wants United, even though Newcastle are there, even though Forest are there. But the big thing was United going to pay £62.5 million fee. Now, I've always thought we wouldn't be doing these talks with Cunha if we weren't going to pay up for him. But Romano's saying that United are ready to pay a £62.5 million fee and pay it in instalments. Now, every club normally pays in instalments, while Wolves might ask for like £64 million and £21 million a year over 4 years. United are set to pay what it is for Cunha, but pay it in instalments. The fact that Romano has said we're prepared to pay that is huge, because there's a lot of times where United want a player, but we don't know if we're prepared to pay the money. But we're prepared to get Cunha in as the first signing, pay the money, get it done early, which is massive. And when I mean get it done early, I mean like, here we go early. Ready? Manchester United will have a new round of talks very soon to try and get a deal done with Cunha. And here we go is really possible. Fabrizio Romano said Cunha to Manchester United, here we go, is very, very, really possible soon. He's saying there's going to be more talks, there's going to be big updates over the next couple of weeks. There seems to be advancements, there seems to be confidence, United ready to pay up. The belief is that Cunha wants to go. We know Man United want to do the deal early. Romano is saying here we go is very possible. What have we been asking for? Manchester United to do business early. The amount of times I've seen Chelsea do business in May and a player joins them sort of in June, goes on pre-season with them. The amount of times I've seen other clubs like Manchester City get Erling Haaland in so early. Even Chelsea on the same team with Werner, that was done so early. I'm pretty sure he watched like their Europa League final that year or something, or one of their last games. Was it Werner they did early? I can't remember. But so many other clubs, particularly Chelsea and City, have got deals done almost in May before the transfer window opens, and then boom. And I've always said, why do United always wait till like back end of June at the earliest to do a deal? Why can't we do stuff in May? Well, United could have a here we go for Cunha soon. We could have a deal done. Manchester United believe the deal for Cunha will be completed soon. Next week will be crucial, says Edu, who's a very good source of information. So a lot of people are saying next week is really crucial in regards to Cunha to United. Here we go could be very soon. United ready to pay the money, and we've got Ahmed back in training. So this is a big week. Topped off with one final story. So I'm going to get into what Sully said first. So Sully, Muppeteers, and many sources have confirmed for the last week or so that United have been looking at sort of this young striker in Ligue 1. We were sort of, Muppeteers said about a month ago that we were watching a young striker in Ligue 1. We know he's available on a free, so we don't need to pay any money to get him. We just need to negotiate it with him, the player's side, to get him in. But it was said by Sully, who just retweeted this, understand 18-year-old French striker Enzo Kana Biyik is close to joining United as a free agent from Le Havre, with the plan to go on loan to Ineos' own club Lausanne in Switzerland, which has been confirmed by Le Parisien. We know that this was confirmed. We spoke about this a few days ago. Some reports actually said there was an agreement. Romano has not said there was an agreement yet. Some sources said it was done and there was an agreement. United are beating Marseille, Lyon, and Monaco for this guy. We mentioned 2 days ago about how he mentioned 2 days ago about how United have contacted his reps and understand there were positive meetings. Now, this was retweeted today, but it was from a couple of days ago. Romano now today has confirmed that news. Now, we sort of known that this deal was happening because it did come from reliable sources, but I think a lot of people want Romano to confirm the story to just get that, like something's here. And now it's not done, but Romano said that we've made contact for him. He's confirmed, look, we are looking at Enzo Kana Biyik. We've made contact for him. And he's saying, look, there's discussions ongoing for him to join the Ineos own signed Lausanne. Not still, but in direct talks. So Manchester United, is he going to go to Lausanne or is he going to go to Manchester United and they're going to loan him out to Lausanne? But he's saying, look, talks are ongoing, and we know from, who was it, Tanzalik? Is that what it's called? He's quite a good source out in France, that talks were positive, and some sources saying there's already agreement. And all we need is an agreement with Man United and Enzo, because he's leaving on a free, so we don't need to agree with Le Havre, we just need agreement with Man United and Enzo, and there's a positive feeling that we could be bringing in this young striker. Now, talking of strikers, there's been rumours around Rasmus Højlund and his future. Right now, Garnacho leaving seems a lot more possible than Højlund, despite Garnacho being in better form. And that is because Garnacho is pure profit. With Højlund, he's still got a bit left on his book value. We'd need a bit of money. But it was said by Romano that Højlund would like to stay at United and fight for his place. And United have not made a decision or set a price. But Italian clubs like Napoli and Juventus are monitoring Højlund's situation. Højlund, I know you love United. I know you want to make it work, but your agent has been accounting, having talks. It's not working for you at United. I know that Ineos believe in you and believe you have potential, but Ruben Amorim's having doubts, fans are having doubts. And while I think Højlund could be very good in the future, if I'm Højlund, I look to go out on loan, go in a new environment, get minutes, less pressure, go for a team that creates more service for you and get your confidence up. I think Højlund would love to make it work at United. I'd love Højlund to come out next season and score 25 goals and bench the lap if we sign him. But realistically, I don't think Højlund's ready to lead the line. It doesn't mean that he won't be a good striker. I think in 4 years' time, Højlund could be great. And I think that's why United are reluctant to sell him, as well as the fact that they'd lose money unless we got over 40 million, which is unlikely with the season that he's had. But Romano is saying that Højlund would like to stay and fight for his place. I'm not sure what's going on with Højlund. Some sources say he'd go, some sources say he'll stay, some sources say he's looking to go, other sources say he'll stay. I think that's one that will develop later in the window. Right now, I think the focus is on Cunha and Delap. I think the focus on sales is Rashford, Antony and Sancho. I think as the window develops, we're hearing more about Rasmus Højlund and Garnacho and other players. Thank you for watching. Bye.